Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's story is one that has set the entire internet on fire. Because sometimes, the most powerful moments are not the loud ones, not the carefully planned ones, not even the ones played for the cameras. Sometimes, it's the smallest gestures, the fleeting seconds, the glance or touch that escapes unnoticed by most, and yet those who caught it, they can't stop talking about it. This is the story of the moment, the exact second, that Lee Min-ho silently, yet unmistakably, claimed Kim Go-eun. It all began at an award show. The hall glittered with chandeliers, cameras flashed endlessly, and the night was packed with stars. Lee Min-ho, the ever-charismatic leading man, walked the red carpet in his classic black suit, looking every bit the movie icon he is. Beside him, Kim Go-eun radiated elegance in a soft gown, her smile lighting up the night like a secret only she knew. For most fans, it was simply another glamorous event. But those who looked closer, those who paid attention, knew this night would not end like all the others. As the show unfolded, the cameras caught Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun exchanging subtle looks, gentle smiles, and whispers that seemed to hold more weight than 1,000 words. The fans in the audience noticed it first. Every time Kim Go-eun laughed, Lee Min-ho's eyes softened. Every time he leaned forward to whisper, her shoulders relaxed as if she was safest beside him. But then, it happened. The moment so quick, so delicate, that many missed it entirely. Kim Go-eun reached to adjust the microphone on the table before her. It was a simple movement, nothing unusual. But as her hand moved, Lee Min-ho reached across ever so casually and placed his hand gently over hers. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't long. It was fleeting, almost invisible in the storm of flashing cameras and applause. But in that second, his touch lingered just enough for her to pause, just enough for her to look at him. And in that single look, in that subtle smile, fans swore they saw everything. "Did you see that?" One fan tweeted instantly. "Wait, did Lee Min-ho just claim her in front of everyone?" Wrote another. Clips of the moment began circulating almost immediately. Some slowed it down frame by frame, highlighting the way his fingers brushed over hers, the way his body angled protectively, the way she smiled shyly before pulling her hand back. And just like that, the internet exploded. Fans said it wasn't just a touch. It was a silent statement, a wordless declaration that spoke louder than any public announcement ever could. It wasn't scripted. It wasn't for show. It was real. Lee Min-ho didn't need to say a thing. That single, blink and you'll miss it moment was enough to convince fans everywhere. Kim Go-eun wasn't just his co-star. She was his person. The fan theories poured in. Did you notice how protective he was the entire night? Look at how his eyes follow her even when she's not speaking. That's not acting anymore. That's love. Some pointed out how Kim Go-eun, usually so composed, seemed unusually bashful after the gesture. Her smile faltered for half a second. Her cheeks flushed slightly, and yet she didn't pull away immediately. It was as though she wanted to stay in that moment, just a little longer. For longtime supporters of the pair, this wasn't the first time they'd noticed sparks between them. From the set of The King, Eternal Monarch to countless behind-the-scenes clips, fans had built a treasure chest of moments. Glances, laughter, inside jokes that painted a picture far deeper than ordinary friendship. But this moment at the award show was different, because this wasn't hidden behind the veil of filming. This wasn't a scripted romance. This was raw. This was real. This was Lee Min-ho silently telling the world, "She's mine." The media tried to play it down, of course. Articles wrote it off as a friendly gesture. Some claimed it was simply politeness, but fans weren't buying it. Because the truth is, love rarely announces itself in loud speeches or staged confessions. It lives in the quiet touches, the shared silences, the soft claim that says more in seconds than words could in hours. And fans knew they had witnessed exactly that. The conversation spread beyond fandom spaces. Clips made their way to TikTok, where edits of the moment with romantic soundtracks gathered millions of views. On YouTube, reaction videos dissected the scene frame by frame, with creators pointing out every micro-expression. On Twitter, the trending hashtags told the whole story. Hashtag Lee Min-ho. Hashtag Kim Go-eun. Hashtag the moment he claimed her. Everyone was talking. Everyone was watching. And everyone agreed this was no coincidence. But perhaps what made this moment even more powerful was what happened after. Later in the evening, as the pair walked the stage to accept an award, Lee Min-ho subtly moved behind Kim Go-eun, placing his hand just at the small of her back to guide her forward. It was protective. It was gentle. It was natural. And once again, fans noticed. "This is it," they wrote. "He's not even hiding it anymore." In the days that followed, every news outlet, every fan page, every social media platform buzzed with the same question. Had Lee Min-ho finally let the world see how much Kim Go-eun meant to him? Theories turned into debates. Debates turned into essays. Essays turned into full-blown investigations by fans who compiled years of evidence into threads, videos, and even photo collages. But in the middle of it all, one truth stood unshakable. This wasn't about the internet. It wasn't about the cameras. It wasn't even about the fans. This was about a man who, in one fleeting second, let his heart speak through his hand. For those who blinked, the moment was gone. For those who saw it, it will never be forgotten. Because in that tiny gesture, that fleeting claim, Lee Min-ho told a story bigger than any drama, any headline, any rumor. He told a story of connection, of comfort, of love that no longer needed to be hidden. So, dear listener, perhaps this is the lesson of tonight's story, that love does not always shout. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it hides in plain sight. Sometimes it's there in the blink of an eye. And if you're lucky enough to notice it, you'll realize what the world saw that night. That in one silent, fleeting second, Lee Min-ho claimed Kim Go-eun, and nothing will ever look the same again.